God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me. 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 I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me with every breath, with every step. God is holding me. God is holding me. God is holding me. God is holding me. God is holding me.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, your transformation station, a place where we convert fear into faith, where we work together to use these beautiful spiritual principles for very practical purposes, personally and globally. I'm Maxine Kaye, the spiritual leader of this amazing community, and we're so glad you decided to be with us for this hour this morning, our hour of power, our opportunity to come together virtually until we can be together again personally. And so we give thanks that we have an opportunity to celebrate our vision, which is a world that works for all. And we give thanks that we have the opportunity to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And that includes you and me and every sentient being on this planet. We also have a purpose statement, and I invite you to share it with me. Shall we say it together this morning? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. You are welcome here. And now we're going to have an opening song, and it is by Faith Rivera called God Is.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. Ask me where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lives at my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. And where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me, oh, oh, do-do-do. Oh, hey, yeah. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and feel, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and leave. joy is. Oh, God is.
Thank you, Faith. This is our meditation time. So will you get as relaxed as you can, as comfortable as you can, and come with me while we go a little bit deeper into a sacred space. Let's begin with breathing in that precious life of God, the prana, the chi, that wonderful awareness that as we allow the breath of God to move through us, that something is renewed and restored, and we are relaxed, and we breathe deeply, let that precious presence move gently and powerfully through our physical body temples, through our emotions, through our thoughts, bringing calm and clarity and balance, peace and joy. As the breath continues to circulate through us, we breathe in deeply, filling our whole consciousness with a new presence. And as we release the breath, it is letting go of anything that is unlike the truth, letting go of any false belief in being separate from Source, and simply riding the tide of infinite possibility. And now let's allow our breath to become a pathway to our heart and enter deeply into the heart of our hearts, remembering that our hearts are all connected to one another and all connected to the cosmic heart itself, which is holding all of our hearts very tenderly and very powerfully right now. So we relax into this sweet presence, the sacred presence of serenity. And as we look around at the world through our human eyes, we see unrest and we see turbulence. And as we listen with the ear of the heart and see with the eye of the heart, we realize that we truly have entered in this sea of turbulence. We have entered an isle of tranquility where all is viewed through knowing eyes of deep serenity. And it is here that we abide, and we look out through our human eyes with a soft glance and know that we are held in the eternal arms of compassion and comfort and security. We rest in the clear awareness that God is bigger than anything, and that this is our source. This is where we are fed and nourished, held tenderly, and guided constantly. So in this sweet, sweet, sacred space, there is God and nothing else. And we are home in the heart of the One. All is well, and we're so grateful. All is well. Now I invite our practitioner intern, Cheryl Macklin, to open us up with spiritual mind treatment this morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cheryl Macklin, and I'm a practitioner intern for the Center for Spiritual Living in Paoli, Pennsylvania. Before I state the opening treatment, I would like to share 2 quotes from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. From page 146. We see that we have within us a power which is greater than anything we shall ever contact, a power that can overcome every obstacle in our experience and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light and a new life. If God be for us, who can be against us? From page 162. No matter what the outside appearance, we must cling steadfastly to the knowledge that God is good, God is all, underneath, above, and round about. I will state this treatment in the first person, and I invite you to take it for yourselves. God is good, and God is all. And God is the one true power. And this God is the perfect presence, infinitely intelligent, unconditionally loving. And this presence is perfect peace. And this perfect peace is available to each of us in every moment. I know that I am one with God, one with the goodness of God, the power of God, the perfect peace of God. I am an expression of God qualities. I am one with everyone and everything, each of us an expression of God. And I know that this perfect presence and this perfect peace is the truth of me right here and right now. It is also the truth of our Sunday celebration and everyone who is participating. This perfect peace, this joy, this power of God expresses through the talk today and through the music and through each and every person listening. I celebrate this perfect presence. I celebrate God, this God that is so good, this God that is all around and underneath and in and as and through. And I know that this perfect presence expresses in, as, and through me, right here and right now. This presence is dependable. This presence supports, nurtures, nourishes, and loves me at all times. I know that this is the truth. With grateful acceptance, I release my word to the law, knowing that it is already done. It is already a fact in mind. And with grateful acceptance, I celebrate this knowing, and I celebrate this opportunity for us all to be together, honoring God and honoring the God connection in each of us and among us. And so with this great gratitude, I release my word to the law, knowing that it is already done. I let it be so, and so it is.
Thank you, Cheryl. What a beautiful beginning. Will you join with me in speaking our affirmation for the day? God is my refuge, my solidarity, my peace, and my power. Hi, kids. Good morning. It's time for us to have just a few moments together before I talk to your parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, and friends. Well, do you ever feel afraid? Of course we do from time to time, and it isn't just the children. Grown-ups have this experience as well. It's part of the human condition. And I know that you are all studying history and you have learned a lot about the events in this world long before you ever came upon the earth. Well, when I was a very small child, there was a war going on, and it was called World War II. You've heard about it, you've read about it, and it was a long time ago. It was in the 1940s, and I can remember that where we lived in Los Angeles, which was still, as far as I know, in California, that there were people watching to make sure that our coast was safe, that we didn't have invaders coming to harm us in any way. And there were air raid sirens that were set in case there was some concern about something happening. Now, my father was an air raid warden, and so when those things were considered possibilities, he would go out into the neighborhood, and we would know that we were safe. We never had a concern about it. And there never was anything that happened. But there was a readiness. You have to be prepared for things sometimes. The only time that we kids ever became worried was when my maternal grandmother would come to visit from out of state. And if the air raids were going on, she would make us all get under the beds. Now that was scary. But prior to that, we knew we were just fine. Well, let's go forward a few years. Let's get the next generation. And you may have heard that in the 1960s, there were atom bomb threats. And so this generation would be in school, and they would have a drill where if they thought there might be such a problem, that they would have all the kids get under the desks. How's that going to help anything, right? How? Really? But they had to do something, I guess. It's like when we were kids and we had fire drills, and we'd all go marching out. And in fact, in the olden days, when we had fire drills, usually I was the monitor, and so I would take the flag, and we'd go marching out onto the playground. So it's okay, it's a good thing to take precautions. It is not a good thing to be so scared that we're not functioning well. And it's a very important thing to realize that in every year, every generation, every decade, and for thousands of years before now, there have been such scary things that happen in the world. And here we are, because we continue to remember that God is our source, our protector, our security, our power, and we have the ability to remember that our faith is deep in the presence of God, who loves and adores and keeps us safe. Now, we have other things that happen in our lives that we might feel not safe about, just personally. This is the same answer. God is still the source, always there, loving, providing, showing up. So it's important that we turn our attention away from something that might seem a little scary to what we know is complete love and complete goodness, and that's the presence of God within us all. You're safe. Okay? All right, now I'm going to talk to the big people. Our theme for the year, Centers for Spiritual Living theme, is timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. I mean, we are based in something solid. New thought is based on ancient wisdom. And we're in the process of utilizing this wonderful power that we've been given to create a new vision for ourselves, for our loved ones, and for the world itself. And the May theme is a nurturing foundation. We do stand in a nurturing foundation. And so today's topic is what to do when you don't feel safe. This is, I think, a pretty good topic for right now, don't you? The quote I'm going to read from The Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes is, "We must cleave to the good and trust absolutely in the law of God to bring about any desired end. We shall be cared for as the lilies of the field, which live directly upon the divine bounty, and yet they toil not, nor do they spin." What a beautiful image. They toil not, nor do they spin. I think it's time for us to toil less in our minds and spin less in our emotions. Of course, people all over the world are feeling fairly unsafe right now, aren't they? For many different reasons. That's what's happening in this particular day and age. Climate crisis, health challenges, divisiveness, this war in the Middle East, which just continues to escalate. I read something just recently by a well-renowned rabbi, Rabbi Menachem Creditor. He said, "I was going to send this tender blessing out, and then the rockets started flying again, exploding on my screen as they fly at my family, and I froze. How can I send this airy intention when souls are scrambling for shelter? So with trembling hands and ragged breath, I send it to them especially. May brokenness be broken. May all find a measure of rest. May hatred melt. May the fighting end. May there be peace. Shabbat Shalom, world." This is the consciousness we wish to emulate, rather than feeling so incredibly shattered by what continues to go on. We must dive deeply into this divine support, the nurturing foundation, the presence of love, compassion, security that underlies everything, and invite that vision, the vision this rabbi just shared, invite it to come forward into our world. When there is fear, when there is upset, when we don't feel safe, people do a number of things, don't they? We have so many choices about how to react or respond to this. Some fight. There's the fight or the flight. Some fight and up the anger and up the rage. And of course, what happens then? Fighting fire to fire. Oh, what a lovely blaze, and it's not so lovely at all. That is not the answer, but that's what a lot of people do. That's what's happening in a lot of places right now. Some people awfulize, project this present negativity into the future. And tomorrow, oh, I'm awfulizing. And deepening anxiety. That is not the answer either, is it? And the opposite of the fight is the flight, which is finding ways to escape. Oh my goodness, we seek out so many inventions and we employ them, don't we? Think of all the means of escape that people use. Addictions, curling up in a fetal position, pretense, la 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 la. Here's another way that people respond to these experiences: talking to friends, talking to a counselor, sharing feelings instead of bottling them up and feeling so alone and afraid with them. And in doing so, we can begin to gain a new perspective. Isn't it all about gaining a new perspective, coming out of the awfulizing, coming out of the reactiveness, the fighting and the flighting, and finding ways to share from our hearts and to work together to find that sacred space where we really do feel safe, where we know that we are supported and loved and cherished and guided. And here's the best solution of all: prayer. Prayer. This is not begging an outside deity. It is not bargaining. That's not very effective. But it's connecting with Source. It's with lifting the consciousness. That's what's effective. It's keeping the high watch. Real prayer is maintaining our attention on God. As Emmett Fox says, forget about the problem. Think about God. We must put our faith in the constancy of eternal life. These things come and go. They've come and gone for centuries. They will come and go for centuries yet. We must put our faith in that which is eternal, that which is dependable, that which we know to be true. Ernest Holmes also says, we cannot be in peace until we know that the Spirit is the only cause, medium, and effect in our lives. We know that energy flows where thought goes. So where is our thought going? To the awfulizing, to the anxiety, to the fighting or to the flighting, or is it going to the high watch? This is true prayer, keeping the high watch. I am doing a great work, and I will not come down. Nehemiah. Don't forget Nehemiah. These are the days to remember Nehemiah. Each moment we have a choice, either to become immersed in the appearance or to touch into the presence of Spirit. Let's choose to touch into the presence of Spirit. Let's move so deeply into that divine, eternal embrace that we are untouched, unmoved by any of those things out there. We're wisely releasing fears. We're dropping confidently down deep into the divine love. Come there with me. This is where we need to be. This is where we need to invite all sentient beings to join us, because we are co-creating a whole new vision. And it's a beautiful opportunity. You know, the messier things are, the greater the opportunity is to bring a new vision into being. This is the time. This is our time. So we need to see through these unsettling appearances to the divine reality. And when we do, it brings instant relief. Instant relief. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "He who is not every day conquering some fear has not yet learned the secret of life." The fears are here to teach us, to help us to grow, so that we can walk through them, we can dance with them. And as FDR said, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. I know a beautiful young woman. I have known her for years. She has MS. She doesn't want it. She never wanted it. She's had it for a long time, and it's done some progressing, and she doesn't let it stop her. She's enjoyed a brilliant musical career. So many genres, operatic and you name it, she has done it. She plays piano. She sings like an angel. She cares also for all the world's animals, including her own. She recently sent a notice that she was trading in her heels for wheels. She is so gorgeous. And man, does she look stunning when she dresses up in her beautiful dress and her high heels. She has traded in her heels for wheels, a wheelchair. and nothing stops her. She doesn't feel terribly unsafe because she knows her source. And she knows that she is a co-creator with the infinite. And she continues to move through with grace and ease and elegance and great power. She does not let fear keep her from living. She doesn't whine, but she enjoys a glass of wine from time to time. And she's a role model, but she doesn't even see herself as so. She just lives her life, day to day, moment to moment, with what she's been given. And she is amazing. She was such a wonderful singer and pianist for my center in Northern California. And Reverend Mike and I will be visiting her later this summer because she's living on the East Coast now. My beloved Anne is well acquainted with the secret of life. There is no fear that stops her. There is nothing that keeps her from living full out. We had the pleasure of listening to her concert online last night, where she was elegantly seated, singing with a brilliant pianist, wonderful jazz standards. This is what she sings now. And I love her so much, and she is my role model. It's essential to maintain our focus on truth beyond the error. Don't you see? We are always at choice. Let's be making the right choices. Do I feel unsafe in a frightening environment? Or do I dip deeply into my source of serenity? That's what I do. Years ago when I was doing a prison ministry, people would ask me, "Oh, aren't you scared in there?" Not a bit. Not a bit. I walk in the light just like you do. And we allow ourselves to remember we're walking in the light. That's a bright idea. Never had a problem. Always was welcomed. Such appreciation to bring in some light to dark places. The power within us is far greater than any false claim that fear could have upon us. We get to trust it. We get to live from our serene center and know that in truth we are safe. We're safe. Years and years ago, as a young teenager, in fact, in our center in Redondo Beach, I began to read Emmett Fox. And I began to share much of his readings, his writings, with our teenage group. And this was one of my favorites. I would like to share it with you now. From the time I was 13 years old, this has kept me in perfect peace. This is an essay of Emmett Fox called, "What Then?" Nothing is really worth worrying about. Nothing is worth getting angry or hurt or bitter about. Positively nothing is worth losing your peace of mind over. These important truths follow logically upon the following fact. You're going to live forever somewhere. This means that there is plenty of time to set things right again if they have gone wrong. No matter what unpleasant thing has happened, prayer can set it right sooner or later. No matter what your difficulty may be, it is only a question of enough prayer and that difficulty will dissolve. No matter what mistake you may have made, enough prayer will overtake it and cancel it. So why be acting foolishly? And if your friends and loved ones are acting foolishly, you can help them with prayer to be wiser. And meanwhile, if they suffer, it means that kindly nature is teaching them a lesson that they need to learn. When they have learned that lesson, they will quit and behave rightly, and so forth. But supposing something awful should happen, well, what then? If it did, God is stronger than anything awful and can put things right again as the result of prayer. Suppose you got sick. What then? God can heal you. Suppose you lost everything and landed in the poorhouse. How many years has it been since anybody said anything about a poorhouse? What then? You cannot lose what really belongs to you. So God will bring it back more wonderful than ever. Suppose the whole universe blew up. What then? Let it blow up. And when the dust settles, God will still be in business, and you will be alive somewhere, ready to carry on through prayer and understanding. So don't worry. Do you love that? I love that. No hurry, no worry. God will still be in business, and so will you and I. Let's continue to keep the high watch. That's what prayer is. When Emmett Fox is speaking about more prayer, I believe he is saying more clarity, more focus upon the truth, maintaining the high watch. That's true prayer. That is a guarantee that we will continue to feel secure, that we will continue to move through all the slings and arrows, and we will continue to thrive and to continue to co-create a new vision of a world that works for you, for me, for our loved ones, for our neighborhoods, our communities, for our world. Will you say with me, God is my refuge. Peace is my reality. Spirit is my solidarity. I am safe. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Now it is time to celebrate our prosperity. And let's imagine we have our gift in our hand that we're about to share with our beloved spiritual community. Let's imagine we're holding it to our hearts, remembering that every good gift comes right from the very heart of God. And will you join me in speaking our prosperity affirmation? I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithes go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come? living this thing called life. Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place.
I am the place where God
You
lives,
are the place.
moves and breathes and has
We
its
are the
being.
place
I am the place
where God shows up. I am the place.
I am the place where God
You are the
moves and
place.
breathes and has
We
its
are the
being.
place
I am the place
where God shows up. I want you to clap your hands and sing it with me. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Eddie Watkins, can I have some more of that? Can we have some more of that? A little more? A little more.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Eddie Watkins! Thank you. Good job, brother. Outstanding. Eddie Watkins, Jr.
Good morning and welcome to the GPCSL Weekend News. My name is Jeff Messino, and it is my privilege to serve on your Board of Trustees. I'm coming to you live from our Sweet 16 headquarters in Paoli, Pennsylvania. First, I would like to thank Dr. Reverend Maxine for such an uplifting and inspirational talk. Thank you so much. Now, let's see what's new in your consciousness. We are happy that you joined us today wherever you are in the world. We invite you to join us for interesting and inspiring Sunday talks just like today's, which, in case you missed it, you can always visit our website and view them anytime along with Reverend Mike and Dr. Maxine's weekly love notes at www.csl.philly.org. To view any of our archive videos, just click on the orange Watch Live button. As you know, the news from the federal, state, and local governments, as well as the CDC, keeps getting better and better with regard to the opportunity to return to in-person activities. Our reopening team is busy getting our space ready. As their work progresses, we will keep you informed of their progress and the grand reopening date. Know that when we do reopen, we will continue to simultaneously live stream our celebrations. In the meantime, we look forward to having you join us virtually through our Facebook and YouTube channels. If you are viewing us on Facebook or YouTube, we invite you to leave a short comment and let us know what you think. Next, Reverend Mike's Science of Mind textbook study group continues to meet every Saturday from 9:45 to 11 a.m. Anyone from anywhere who is interested in studying and discussing the science of mind is welcomed, whether you are new to the teaching or have been in it through many decades. To sign up, please just go to our calendar of events on our website and click on the Saturday you'd like to start and click on the link to register. Reverend Mike will send you the Zoom invitation along with additional class information. We are now also offering a new class starting July 7th, which is going to be run by Dr. Frankie Timmers, the spiritual director of CSL Morristown, New Jersey. She will be leading this 5-week virtual class entitled Flourishing, based on the book The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. The object of this program is to more effortlessly return to the basic practices of the ancient truth principles of abundance, to remember your ever-present inherent abundance, to shed the deep-seated false beliefs and misinformation we have accepted about lack, and lastly, how as a flourisher to be of greater service in the world. To register, simply go to our calendar of events on our website and click on July 7th for all the details and how to register. That is it for the announcements today. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and John Zoll still has the day off, but he's a great man, a proud Michigander, and thank you for your service. Always remember to treat and move your feet. Back to you, Dr. Maxine.
Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. What a delight. So entertaining and so informative and good looking too. And now we will have our closing song, which today is God is Good and All is Well by Claudia Carawan.
What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's love
And so we go forth in joy, in clarity, in deep faith, and in such gratitude, knowing, truly knowing, that all is well. And so it is. Okay, another opening, another show.